last night I stated that I'm not going to be creating any more videos over the Christmas period. This is like a little final hurrah, really. I feel a bit more reinvigorated today. I finally got some sleep. I've struggled for a long time, but I just forced myself no more late nights. It needs to change. It's not healthy. It's destroying me, in all honesty. Um, so I feel a bit fresher, to be honest. And I'm looking at my social media at the minute. I have a love hate relationship with social media. It drives me absolutely crazy. Um, I left. I definitely would never go on Facebook. Never ever again. Don't like it. Consider that like soap opera. Twitter, I left, and I recognised the team that made Twitter made Blue Sky. So I thought, you know what? Sometimes it's worth getting there before usernames get taken. But then they've done something quite original that I really like, and I think it's worth just discussing briefly. Is a lot of people nowadays say there's no point in having a website. There's no point in having a website. You don't need it anymore. To some degree, I agree. But then other parts, I think it's good to have a home, like a somewhere to consolidate everything, because you're going to have all these profiles everywhere. Now, something like a link tree, for instance, is great because it puts all your links together, and I think it's incredible. Something what an easy service, and that in some ways does negate the need for a website. But I still think it's great to have a website. So like my one costs me each month, even if I don't get traffic. It's like I still think it's relevant. I think it's important I have one, so I'll always maintain it. So I want to start creating some more blog posts on there. So again, I want to start creating a bit less content, hopefully, on videos because it allows me. I feel fresher when I'm doing different things, and I'm looking forward to potentially creating more articles and do things with my website, spruce it up a little bit, give it a bit more fresh paint. So anyway, I'm on Blue Sky. I don't take it serious. I've not got a lot of followers. I'm not following many people, or I've not really created anything. This is like my posts. So I'll zoom in so people can actually see because I know you can't with that panel there. You can barely see. So for me, it looks huge. To you, it might not look so bad. To me, it looks like I'm blind. I need big glasses or something. Um, so yeah, this is a profile, and what it is. This one here. So for instance, if we was to go over to my other profile, I'm really bothered. I've really not bothered. I don't even have got a post. All right, so it's got some of the content from my YouTube channel. Literally, I just did it to create the channel. So that what it is, instead of TikTok, if people are not aware, with Twitter you get the blue tick, and it was not fair because some people got blue ticks effortless, and other people just never got one. And it's like I am me. Like I'm not saying I'm famous or I'm popular. I'm just like I am me though, and it'd be nice to have that identification to say this is definitely me. That's all it is. Maybe give us a different color if need be, but it was selective, and I didn't like that. So what these people have done, the original creators of Twitter, they come up with a new system. So effectively, this is what you've got to look out for. And the thing is, the more you're familiar with it, the more you just recognize it immediately, you know. And I think it's really intuitive. I think it's a great concept. So every most handles on this Blue Sky will have this .bsky.social at the end. So that's like a generic username. It's literally saying that your username is hosted on Blue Sky. So it means anyone can create that. That's interesting. But they allow you to include, instead of it being your username, they allow you to change that to your website. So for instance, let's say like IGN, for instance, they're a gaming channel, IGN.com. So IGN, instead of IGN being IGN.bsky.social, it'll be IGN.com. So straight away, you know, looking at that, that's the official IGN channel. Because what you can do is literally just hover over it, and not these ones, because it's just going to send you to this Bsky's homepage if you was to do the Bsky bit. But if it's IGN.com, for instance, you do that. So if you go on my one now, so my one had the generic one for my main profile, but I've just literally updated it because I have a website. So I've changed it to at StephenBradleyWaters.com. And I'm like, great, because that looks much better than that. Now you know that's official. So if someone was to come across my profile now, let's say someone is looking for me, they would know that looks far more genuine. And then if you was to hover over it, to be honest, let's say you did that, copy it, and then you put it into here, you'd end up with my website. So it links. So first of all, I see it as like free promotion to my website, of course, and also a verification it's quite apparent because you know that when it says the B.B Sky. So I think that just shows that in itself the benefit of having a website in this day and age and making sure you name it correctly. You know, mine cannot be mistaken. It's my actual name. You know, I've literally done the whole thing is my name. You couldn't even get it wrong. So yeah. So fortunately, I did that back in the day. But yeah, I want to spruce it up a little bit. I've not. It's been an afterthought for so long. It's just been there as a given. So like just little bits about random things. So for instance, this narrator bit, I've done way too much on this. This is my like I'm interested. I like to read and I like to read out loud, but I need to find a way to maybe, and I can. I'll just have to implement it where you can sort of make these maybe boxes that fold in, so they'll be small, and then if you want to look at them, you'd click it and then it appear. I can try and do that. It's all things that are time consuming, of course. Make the books prominent. They look good as they are. Um, yeah, I'll have a think. And effectively, I'm looking at potential podcasts because I've got my, if for instance, thinking out loud. But I recently changed my. We just go here. I recently changed my playlist content, my video content from thinking out loud, which was the one that I was happy with. I recently upgraded it to talks. So it's similar content. It's just that the way I've changed the format here with, for instance, if I shut this down, take all my icons off the screen. So instead of that being just a picture, it's literally my desktop. So it allows me to just freely jump in and out of content. And I like that. It's great. So, and I've got then I like the microphone. I just want continuity, you know. So what I'm thinking of doing with my talks playlist here is I may create yet another podcast, but this will probably be the final podcast for me, really. And I'll just I may call it talks instead of thinking out loud. Haven't totally decided yet, which is why I haven't really jumped the gun on it. But yeah, can't remember how we got there. I can't. Oh yeah, my website. So yeah, so for instance, if we're back on my website, I've got the two podcasts. So this one started out a peek into our soul. It's more of a spiritual thing. And then I've gone to thinking out loud, and now now there could be talks, which would be similar to thinking out loud. Which is why I'm wondering: is it worth crossing them? Is it worth just making thinking out loud the only one, and it just goes on there? But then I think maybe keep the branding together because it could be quite interesting, and I like the logo in it, so it might be a way for me to make that my podcast logo. And I'll look into it and I'll think about it. So it's things to work on. And again, all these different side projects, you know, where I've got my books. I mean, I've just got my laptop's plugged in. Where I've got my books, where I've got my audio books, where I've got the podcast, where I've got my YouTube videos, where you've got these other things. It's like, I think it's important to have a hub. But of course, I can present it maybe a little bit. I can probably fine tune the presentation a little bit more. And if I start creating more articles, for instance, then I'll push the articles to the top. You know, it's really a case of what am I doing? So, for instance, I have other websites I work on, but I own, but I haven't done anything with them really. I haven't got the time for it. I'm just not interested right now. One is to do with books. So I was going to do a thing where I help promote other people's books and we can create a website based on that. It's not worth the effort right now. There was one I was going to create a spiritual website to bring the spiritual community together, but again, I haven't found the passion for it. And the other one is my gaming one, which again I haven't really got an interest in because I'm not taking it serious now. For me, it's just like me just sharing gameplay. I don't want to sort of keep up with the news and things because it's a lot of effort. So if I click it, for instance, this is my gaming one. It used to look different to this. I had a lot more content, but I just deleted the whole thing and then I reinstated it because I didn't want to lose some of the articles because I felt I wrote well. Like this is before my books and things. So the dates are more recent, 2022, but really I had the original reviews and I just pasted them, reposted them really. And it was really a way for me just to keep hold of some of the reviews and some of the content. Now, one day I may even jump on it and regenerate it. You know, who knows? Like I say, I own it, so it's my name, it's my brand. But here's my blog articles, for instance, and it says the last one was last year, 2020, September 2023. So if I create more blogs, then I'll push it up. I'll push it far higher up here somewhere, maybe here at the top, maybe just below my books, maybe in between the books. I don't know. Because I haven't done anything for like a year with it, I've pushed it further down really. But yeah, it's a hub. It's a hub, and I'm looking forward to really doing it. I want to start maybe just putting videos on there from YouTube, and then maybe create a little bit of writing to go with it and things, give it some relevance. Um, but it's all time consuming and figuring out how I want to do it because it's a lot of work and it's not always easy to present it because I have a lot of stuff. If I only had one thing, I could present it quite comfortably. But I'm trying to promote the books because obviously that's the main thing. It's what's going to generate me an income, and I don't write the books for nothing. So I hope people can read them. I hope that's the whole point is it has an impact on people. Last thing I want to do is put the books at the bottom when they should be at the top. At the moment, I've got the podcast at the top. Should I switch them? So it's all little creative, things. But overall, that website links to my Blue Sky. To be honest, I've joined Blue Sky just because I wanted to make sure I got a username, it doesn't get taken. But now it's reached a point where I didn't realize that you do your website. I could have joined in 5 years' time and still got it because I own the website. So no one can create a name with my website, if you know what I mean. So only I can create that one because they can't access my thing. Yeah. So that's there. I might look if I find the time and if the time I may end up making more content. I had a period in Twitter when I was on Twitter. I enjoyed it, but I honestly I don't think I will. It's just I'm not. I'm becoming less social media related. To be honest, I recognize I put a lot of my time and effort into the books, into the video content I create. So I feel like in terms of contribution to the world, if you think of it that way, contribution to the world and interactions and things, I think I do enough content in that regard. And then I want parts of my life to be just me enjoying and resting and chilling. Me going from doing video content to doing my books to doing other things, and then going to sit there and spend my time, posting on social media and shit. I haven't got the time for that. It's like where do you find time for? Where do you find yourself? I know you can get traction, you can get attention on your staff, and maybe there's things you can say in the interactions, but then you just don't get a rest. You don't get time off. It's just too much. So, like for instance, if I wasn't on TikTok, I could do my books, my videos on YouTube, and then I could do this. But I think putting everything everywhere and spending time on different platforms, I'm not someone that likes to multitask this stuff. I find it exhausting. But for now, it's there, and sometimes I might just throw a post on, see what it does. I don't know. At the moment, it's not a priority. Likewise, that's why I haven't really invested in doing much more with the website at the moment because it's time consuming. And if I decide I'm going to do blog posts, it's even more commitment. And the problem I had with the blog post, in all honesty, I was writing the blog post in the past. Every time I did one, I was like, that could have been a chapter in a book. What are you doing? What's the point? Like, you're doing it for free on a website that you can't guarantee people are going to see anyway. You might as well just start. You might as well just focus on your books. And effectively, that's what everything comes down to. I may as well just be doing my books. If I didn't do any video content, I could create maybe 3 books a year. But if you actually look at the videos I do an awful lot. So it's like, but I know I want to help people, and not everybody reads. So I do what I can. I try and mix it as best I can, but it does get exhausting for me. Like I get really tired sometimes. Because what it is, I try to fight to regain control of time. That's where the biggest problem is. So if I give myself to do this content, do this, if I haven't managed to fit in my free time, I force myself to sort of stay awake to do it. So I'll stay up late as crazy, and it's like because I still want to do things, but it's not always healthy. But yeah, I know I've derailed a little bit here, but it's only because I do intend to have a break, and because it's fresh on my mind at the moment, I just thought I'd discuss it really. That literally, if you create a profile on this Blue Sky, you can go from a generic one to the name. So it's worth looking at getting a website. They're not that much, they're not expensive. They get every year the price goes up, so it's getting a bit frustrating. But your first website's usually quite cheap. You can get it for like $1 sometimes or £1. First year, yeah. So effectively, if you own a website, this is what it is. You have to. It depends how you do it, of course, but effectively, you have to pay for the web name, and you have to pay that. You can pay it in like 5. You can pay for it in advance for like 5 years. Of course, it costs you a lot up front, 5 years worth of payments. It's probably smart, to be honest. I do mine annually for the most part, but I might start making it I might start doing it longer because the price keeps going up. So actually, it would be cheaper just to keep it permanently a longer term. So I might actually look into doing that soon. Actually, but for the most part, you pay, let's say, $12 a year for the website, and then you pay monthly for the hosting of the website. But if you was using a generic one through WordPress, I don't think you need the domain and stuff. So, but that'd be a bit like that Blue Sky name. It's a bit shit. If you want your own name, for the most part, you're gonna have to pay for hosting. There's smaller package, there's bigger packages. For instance, mine costs £12 a month. So it's not like loads of money, but it's still an outlay every year. When you're not getting much visitors, it's like, is it worth it? But then when I lose it, I get annoyed. because I have multiple email addresses as well. And that's the thing; it allows you. You can create business email addresses. You could do all sorts with your website. It's actually great. You could literally generate like 100, even more, email addresses if you wanted to. Um, and different hosting packages provide different benefits. So some have really big storage, so you can literally just use it to store your files if you chose to, your own personal storage thing. You could use it just to create a load of websites, I mean email addresses, and then you don't have to worry about clogging up. Like with Hotmail, for instance, they brought out a quota, whereas you get to a limit and you can't send anymore. That's annoying. If you create your own email address, for instance, you can forward it to your personal email address, which is what I do. So effectively, someone sends an email. If you ever receive an email to that address, it'll go to your personal one, so you don't have to keep logging in and out of everything. Simple. There's a lot you can actually do with it, and it's not like the end of the world. It doesn't cost a fortune, does it? £12 a year plus £12 a month for the hosting, roughly. Prices can go up, and that's only because I did a more. I make multiple websites, so I didn't want one that was focused. Some hosting providers, you pay a fee and it'll be just for one web name, and it'll only host one website, for instance. Whereas I can host as many as I want that I'm aware of. I think I can. Yeah, and I have access to a lot of features within it. So, for instance, I can log files, I can install all sorts. I can create multiple websites, multiple platforms. I can do an awful lot, but for the most part, I just don't bother. it's just for the main one, really. But the capacity's there because before I was doing my books, I know I'm rambling a little bit, but just might as well get it out. Before I did my books, for instance, I was always making websites. I loved it. I was fascinated with it. I was doing my gaming videos. That was what I was really into. Gaming content. I would do live streaming. Didn't take the live streaming serious, but I like doing it. I was creating YouTube videos. So, for instance, if we go on my YouTube here, my main profile now, this was an afterthought. This has been a mess for years. My name one. It's recently it's been growing. It's 385. I only had like 50 maybe subscribers. I don't think I even had that. And it was literally just a mess of like home videos, all sorts of shit. In the end, I just went and took a load down and decided I am the brand. And that's when my mindset changed from creating other content to saying I am the content, And it's been growth. It's literally been growth. I took it serious. I made covers, and I knew over time it would create a library. You create a first video, of course, your platform looks crap, but everybody's going to start somewhere. And now it's just built and it's regular. If I go on my videos here, you see they're consistent. There's always videos. There's different types though, depending on what I'm talking about. And I quite like the mix there. I enjoy the process of creating these little covers. I make it easy as I can for myself because I'm not someone who wants to be doing it all the time. But if we go to like for instance, before I was doing my books, this was my gaming channel. So this was my gaming channel. The name's a bit wrong because I've created multiples. I've got so many different YouTube channels. It's ridiculous because trial and error. But yeah, this is it. And it's like this is what I was doing. I was creating a lot of content. I loved it. It was my passion. And I had the website, wherever the hell that's gone. So that website, for instance, matched the. My website was better, like I said in the past. I felt it was better anyway. This is more. I created a quick website to put the reviews back on. So I haven't really put the effort into this. If I wasn't doing my books, have more ambitions in different ways, I could eat this. Like everybody always has a fallback, like the things you're passionate about, the things you would spend your time. I could easily do that if I didn't have the other things. I could easily just go full pelt with my gaming and maybe physical media and things. I'd love all that, but it's just time. It's time. But it's like, don't get me started because I'm thinking about it now. It would derail me if I did that, and I've got to not send myself down a spiral because I could literally just start sharing all my social media on a website now, thinking about it, and I could create a new domain. I would come up with a web name. Now, obviously, the further we get in life, the more the domains are gone. So domains like the website name. You come up with a website name now, it's not available. Everybody's got everything, so it's like you can't. It's hard to be original at this point. Any concept you come up with, someone's got it. It's like, oh, this is just shit. Which is why I think my name's really good. InsidePCGaming.com. I think if I was to try and sell that and make a like, and someone was aware of it, I think I could probably make some money off that. It's hard to come up with original concept, and it's a good concept. I'm proud of that. But again, I may use it one day, I may not. I don't know. But again, that merged with the website, the gaming channel. So it was all the gaming content on here, and then it was on the website. I'd do the reviews. So if I was to go on, let's do this one. Europa Universalis, whatever the hell, review. What does it look like? I don't know if it's got pictures. It used to have pictures. Oh, it's all writing now. They used to have pictures with them. I could read it, but what's the point? I'll read the beginning. Let's see if it's good, because this is before I got good at writing. I'm better now, but it's interesting, isn't it? Maybe grammatical problems, who knows? It says, so this is Europa Universalis 4. Failures and poor decisions are part of what makes Europa so appealing. To witness the predatory nature of other civilizations ready to pounce and devour land as their own makes everything feel real with consequences. Gaining victories feels more rewarding than having experienced the suffering. It's understandable how so many people have become obsessed with this grand strategy, playing hundreds and sometimes thousands of hours dedicated to changing the course of history. It's an experience of ruling and governing where decisions affect everything. That's bloody good, isn't it? Told you I took it serious. I weren't like playing. This weren't like no playtime, mate. This was like me in my zone. And like I said, I actually get nostalgic to it because, like I said, it's a version of me that existed. And if I didn't have such serious things to talk about, like my spiritual journey, my self-healing, the growth, personal development, trying to help people improve their lives, I could just throw myself into this and I'd live a good life. I'd be happy doing that. I really would, but I just can't be everywhere, it's exhausting. So that's why, like, if anyone was to see my YouTube timeline, you go on my home. So I'm transparent about everything. You go here. I mean, I've just been watching VCR repairs, so you're going to get that. But you're also going to get a lot of videos about gaming because, I don't have the time to create the content and I could do what they do, but I just can't. So I enjoy watching other people do it, and it's nice. I enjoy it. I get relaxed. But here's my one. My one pops up in the top bottom corner there for my gaming channel, my media, physical media one. So we've got some like IGN, we got Luke Stevens, who I really like watching, and then you got it was there, but it's been kicked off because I said, there I am on my other channel. It's cool, isn't it? I like it. Yeah, big me up. Big him up. No, but yeah, I do look. If I look back, I do get a bit sad that I can't do it anymore because it's a limitation. I couldn't even keep up with it when I wasn't that busy. That's the reality. I know it's so hard to keep up with the gaming news. I was part of like PR groups, so I'd get the latest press releases. I'd get free game codes, and that's what it was like. I even got a steering wheel worth £350 delivered to me about 15 years ago, maybe, and they trusted me with it. It was from Thrustmaster. Literally, they sent me it to review it, and then I had to return it, and I returned it, and then I went and I liked it so much I went and bought myself one. But they trusted me enough to say, and it's nice things like that. It's like you feel like part of the gaming community. I think at one point I got an invite to one of those gaming places, but I never went. I don't like big crowds. I don't like crowds like that. It's just no. But yeah, that's another side of me that just truly thrives. Yeah, I'd love to have the time. It brings me minister because I just know the potential of what I can create. That's the thing. I know what I can do. I would love to do one to do with my movie collection where I'm collecting physical media. Because I don't know if anyone can say, but I'm really torn because I know I can do it. That's the thing. I know I can do it. I know all the process. I know how to obviously acquire the web domain. I already own it. I already pay in the hosting. It doesn't cost me any more to make a website. It will literally just be buy the domain, set it all up quick. Take a little while for the DNS changes. So DNS is where it knows where the website is hosted. So I've just changed those settings to match where where my hosting is, and then boom, it appears, and then I can do the work, and then I can focus on it. I could easily do it over the Christmas period. To be honest, it's just different for me. It's creative. I don't want to just do the same things, and I get inspired. I may actually work on it. I'm so tempted right now to throw myself into that because I want to. I haven't spoke about it, and I'm not sure it's the right place to talk about it. To be honest, well, I might as well. This is my last one before Christmas. It's a good one if anyone's bothered to listen. I think I was thinking if I was ever wealthy, because what it is, I'm collecting a lot of VHS at the minute, and a lot of them are rare. Like I bought Beetlejuice for £15, and I talk a lot. It's not about the price; it's how rare the items are. So I was looking for Beetlejuice on VHS, and there's only 4 available. There was 5, now there's only 4. That's on eBay. Doesn't mean someone's not going to sell another one. But at this present time, that's just showing how rare it is. So the price, and then the next price was £25, and someone else was selling it, I think, trying to sell it for 45.50. But the reality is, eventually, that's going to be expensive as shit, and you're going to find that for a lot of the old films, you know. And I started thinking about it, and I thought it's not really about the film itself; it's more about the nostalgia of the case. To have the original boxing, it's like a prop for a movie, if you like. You know, it's pretty cool on your bookcase. So I was thinking, if I was really wealthy one day, like if I built a big collection and you was getting old, I would probably have. If there was ever a museum that existed, I would just pass it over to them because I just want to conserve. It's timeless, you know. And I think in the future, people will look back at the 80s and 90s because I have fond memories, and I think we'll look back at technology and really, really pay homage to it in the same way people are respecting vinyl at the minute. I think they will with VCRs and stuff. You know, it's a little bit different back in the day because we had World War II and things in the middle of things. So it's hard to preserve, but we still got some typewriters nowadays. But I think in terms of cultural um, impact, I think the movies and music was huge back in the 80s. I think it really was transformative, and it's influenced us today. And I think personally that be something to hold and treasure. So I thought about it big enough, and I thought if I was really wealthy, I would probably, and I probably would because it's a passion of mine. I would probably create a museum of with those things. You know, like all the 80s VHS, and get some records and any all that sort of stuff. You know, memorabilia and things. And then I thought, would you charge people? Would it be free? And I thought, well, first of all, you have to pay the rent. You want it to be self-serving. You wouldn't want to have to keep pumping money into it. You want it to be self-reliant. And if you can get people walking in and paying, it helps you keep acquiring more, so you can keep preserving more. I thought that'd be really cool. So with that in mind, me doing a website on a far more affordable scale could be interesting. I just getting fed up creating though and half-arsing it. That's where the problem comes. Like, I start doing it and then I don't finish it. And it's like, well, what was the point? It's a lot of effort for no reason, isn't it? It's the same with these. I don't think they'll log in, but I'm not going to log in now because I changed all my cache. So on your web browser, you get your cache. It stores all your passwords. It stores all the websites you've accessed and things. I reset it recently. So it means I wouldn't even log in if I tried, I don't think. So if I went on one of them websites, if I could find it, looking at the ways to do this is driving me bloody nuts. Where the hell is my website gone? Got too many windows open. I've lost my website. How have I lost my website? Jesus. Forget it. Go for it. I don't know how we lost it. We lost it. Um, so if I was to go on one of these websites, for instance, it says under construction, and that's what's going to happen. It's not going to log me in. Get ready. We are working on something really cool. Our spiritual. I was really invested in doing that, but again, it's just time consuming. Is it worth the time? This was Word of Books. Oh, that's my website. Forklift noises driving around. Weirdly, I was thinking about that today as well, like how good I was on the forklift. And it's like, well, such a waste, but again, you can't be everyone at once. Sometimes we outgrow a version of us, you know. I don't know if these two websites will ever get created, to be honest. I'm more interested in that, the concept of doing that other one, really, to preserve history. But it's how would you present it? There's all sorts of complications with it, really. It's one thing me having an idea of doing it, but how would I make the website look? What would I be looking for the pages to be? What am I trying to get across? Um, but it could be a way for me to share the videos I get. You know, when I'm recording, when I buy the films and they arrive, it could be of interest to someone, couldn't it? But then I could do the same thing on this website, and that's where it gets a bit like, is it worth splitting my website up between things? Is it worth? Am I putting too much on one website? Am I losing the message? Because in theory, this could be a lot shorter, couldn't it? It could just be the books and the podcast and leave it there. So leave it from there, smash nothing else. Small, short and simple. But then I put all this stuff in and it gets a bit convoluted, I think. Um, yeah, sometimes we wear ourselves thin, you know. Like, I think the reality is, as much as I like making websites, I just my time is better spent making a book. It's just smart, isn't it? The book's going to generate you money for the rest of your life, potentially. The book's going to have an impact on people. It's far more resourceful and far more beneficial to people in general. than me self-indulging by creating a website when that time and effort that went to that, I could be doing chapters of the book, and that's where it comes full circle. Um, yeah. So although I get nostalgic, I sometimes just got to pull myself away. I was really enjoying this. Gran Turismo 7 review. I did a really good review for a different game. It's not here. I think it was Saints Row. Saints Row. I've not put them all on here. Red Dead Redemption 2, 2022, but of course it was before that. Huh. Red Dead Redemption 2 this was when it first came out, so it wasn't after or anything. It was like really close to. That's why I put there historical review, written and published years prior on a different edition of the website. It was literally when it released. So I don't know again, it might be poor. Red Dead Redemption 2 is a magnificent spectacle, a game worth cherishing and embracing for years to come. Now, everybody's talking about it like crazy now, so that was a good statement at the time, wasn't it? A game worth cherishing and embracing for years to come. A standard has now been set for others to reach. This is gaming brilliance with incredible graphics, gameplay, and fantastic storytelling. Reliving life in 1899 feels natural and authentic. The world is vast and details, so I struggle to think of negatives. The story captivates that many aspects of the Wild West, from the open plains to the swamps and newly industrialized cities with diversity and opportunities to explore. Red Dead Redemption 2 provides a new protagonist. The timeline is a few years before the previous game, as this is a prequel. You're Arthur Morgan, a member of a notorious though somewhat civil outlaw gang that includes Red Dead Redemption's John Marston. It's a shame that he's not the protagonist again. I thoroughly enjoyed my time improving his fortunes and travelling to Mexico whilst taking on bandits and the law enforcers in the original. As with all open world games, there is an element of repetition, but in a world so gorgeous, detailed, and immersive as this, that is certainly not a negative. Arthur Morgan is a likeable and friendly character, but rough around the edges, and as a rogue, he lacks patience. He has his own demons to contend with, such as the loss of his wife and son, and a romance that can't survive his outlaw lifestyle. He's loyal to the cause and the comrades he clings to as family. Arthur Morgan is a broken man that is loyal to a fault. The brilliance of Red Dead Redemption 2 is the storytelling and freedom to explore. It's evident from the outset that the dialogue is first class. A lot of time and effort committed to providing the many letters and conversations. It feels like a movie and you're the star. The player is immediately thrust into a life of turmoil and uprooting to new pastures. A recent situation has gone bad, forcing the group to flee and find freedom away from society. An outlaw's life is fraught with many perils from that of the law and rival bandits and gangs. Don't think it's worth doing all. That's a bit like so quite a lot for me to get through. I'm going to leave it there. If anyone's interested, InsidePCGaming.com. I did do movie reviews. Where the hell they are? That was a good one. I did a good one on Moneyball, I think it was. That's a shame. I don't think it's on my website either. Is it lost? Is it lost forever? That's a shame. I've done one on A Man Named Otto because that had me in tears. I kid you not. I actually cried watching that film. That broke me. That did break me. Have I got Moneyball? Have I got Moneyball? That's annoying. If I've lost it, because it's like, where would it be? Yep, lost it. Unless I've got it backed up somewhere on my website, on one of my hard drives, which I doubt I have. I've potentially lost the whole movie review. This wasn't me really writing about it. I did a video talking about it. I think I got upset. If you want to see me upset, go to stephenbradleywaters.com and then you'll find this video of A Man Named Otto, and you'll probably see me crying because I can't help it. That was emotional. I know it was emotional, and I know I got upset. But I'll have a look. Let me see. Oh, I'm sitting at home in the sofa. Oh, maybe I didn't get upset. I hope I didn't. Can't hear myself. Don't know if anyone can hear that. I think my headphones have changed. Oh, no. Living for. It wasn't satisfying him anymore. Oh, it's annoying. This is what I'm talking about the quality away from the microphone. It's frustrating. Still experiencing. It's kind of. I did a lot of videos on the sofa. There's a long period of that. It's convenient, but it's annoying without the microphone. What can you do? Ah, what a great film. I'm really annoyed about my situation with the thing. I'm just trying to think. Sure, I did a written review. I don't think I did it speaking. I don't think I did it speaking. Um, is it on my InsidePCGaming.com website? Popular videos. That's all gaming. I'm sure it's gaming. These are my other ones. It's all movies. What's this? Oh, I've called. Again, I was going to do a movie website. I even had a. That's a fine. I had a country music website as well, and I had links to all the YouTube, all the videos and stuff. That was great. I've done a lot of stuff. Done a lot of stuff. I really want my Moneyball bloody video. I'm on it. How do you search? You just do it here, Moneyball. If I just type money. Oh, I don't know where it is. Can I do it on my other website? Money, money, money. Is it called Moneyball? I think I might have lost my review. Sod's law. I know we've gone derailing like crazy. I don't suppose anyone's even got this far anyway, so I would apologise, but I don't think anyone's really got this far with me. I wouldn't assume. If you have, I truly appreciate that because it shows an attention span and in it a genuine interest, which is nice. It is nice. But I could talk forever. You know, I could easily go tangent. We could go and look at all the like random videos. We could do that. I could even do a video where I'm like creating a website and you could just watch me create it. That'd be fun. Or watch me get fed up. It's like destroying it, dismantling. Yeah, I'm just really annoyed about that review now. It's bothering me more than it should. So what's this one? Here we go. We get how you operate it. Where's my Gran Turismo one? Uh, there are reasons not to love. Oh no, I've done it here. I love how I used to do it. See, okay, I'm trying to be creative. I've done this little box here. You can see reviewed on PS5 platforms available, PS4, PS5. Publisher Sony Interactive. Release date 4th of March. And I like doing things like that. It's like because I think it's important to know when the film when it comes out and stuff. There are reasons not to like Gran Turismo 7 or any Gran Turismo title for that matter, but also every reason to love it. I, for one, have slept on the series for too long and am now excited to embrace the ultimate racing experience that the PlayStation 5 and Gran Turismo 7 has to offer. Gran Turismo 7 is a breath of fresh air in an oversaturated racing genre. I have a racing wheel incompatible with PlayStation consoles, but I don't miss it on this occasion. The PS5's haptic DualSense controller enhances the racing experience beyond even that of a wheel and pedals. If every motion, impact, traction, and loss of is felt through the controller. The resistance through the throttle and braking triggers on the PlayStation 5 goes beyond what is felt through a wheel and pedal set. Of course, one loses precision and natural control of a wheel, but pedals don't vibrate, nor do they immerse you into the feeling of racing. However, the DualSense controller does, and it's something I didn't realise was needed. It's for this reason that my racing wheel will likely be unused, or at least less used, as I continually enjoy racing in Gran Turismo. And that's saying something. The success of Gran Turismo 7 doesn't merely come down to the immersion of the PS5's controller, but it doesn't hurt. It adds an extra layer to a remarkable racing experience. But as with all games, there are positives and negatives. The graphics, as expected for a new generation console, are immaculate, and the reflections, especially the rain and puddles, are the best I've seen in a racing title. Look how cool that looks. That's a good photo. I don't know if you're getting that there, but it's sharp. That's sharp. It's making me want to play it now, and I ain't got it anymore. So that's a bummer. There's no need to choose between the performance option to gain 60 FPS and lose the upgrade in graphical quality. 30 FPS is comfortable for a racing game. Of course, we would all love to have everything, but as has become the norm over recent years, there's either a trade off in quality or frame rate, and on this occasion, the fidelity mode is perfect. Racing is fun, and that's how it should be. It's not overcomplicated, and nor is there the dread of crashing and destroying the car, ruining a race. Over the past few years, simulators have become real beyond fun. We get caught up replicating real life, but lose the joy of racing in the process. With Gran Turismo, you go off track and lose time, but the car isn't destroyed. Races can be lost by mistakes, but they can also be recovered, not by gimmicky flashbacks in other titles, but fortitude and resolve to make amends and drive better. Dynamic weather was missing in the previous title, Gran Turismo Sport, but it's finally a welcome addition. Some races become dramatic as the weather changes from daylight to nighttime and from sunshine to storms. A beautiful mixture of paradise and chaos. And while the changes can sometimes be disorientating, it adds a layer of uncertainty and keeps you on your toes, knowing that anything can happen at any moment. I mean, I'm feeling nostalgic and I'm getting annoyed with myself, to be totally honest. I can't be everyone. I keep saying this, and it's really realistic. It's just not realistic to do everything, you know. But I'm actually reading it back. I'm enjoying it, and I know I write better than I've ever done. You know, obviously, you should improve as time goes on. And I could easily sit here and log in and write a review on the games I'm playing and talk about things. And but it just sends you down a rabbit hole. You end up playing more games than you should. You start prioritizing that rather than other things, and it's like, yeah, it's a bit of a loss. I think it's a frustration. But yeah, I can't be everywhere. But yeah, I'm enjoying what I'm doing now anyway. So, for instance, if you go over here, like I said, we've got this channel. Forget my normal channel. I got my little passion project anyway. I think it's always good to have a passion project. You know, something you enjoy doing. You don't have to be creative. But I'm enjoying creating my videos for the other side here, where I'm doing my physical media, my gaming, and all sorts. So, for instance, I did a video showing me learning after the VCR process, which is pretty cool. And I thought I might start doing things like that because you can learn together. But there's other ones where I'm looking up on eBay for things to buy and all that, and I think that's fun. So it's like just bring people on my little journey. So I'm sharing things in different ways, I guess. But yeah, I may still reinstate the website at some point if I find I've got time. Why not? But at the moment, I can't commit to it. It'd be too much. I'm tired now, so how can I keep adding workloads? But yeah, hopefully this has been interesting, not too boring. I got no idea at this point. It probably was a bit boring for others, but I enjoyed myself talking.